it's good to have you. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. Before we get started, will you just tell everyone, like, what is it that you do?
Oh, well, thanks, Katie. It's so good to see you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, awesome. Yes, I'm a relationship strategist and divorce wellness coach. So basically what that means is I love helping people that are really working in that next chapter of life, whether it be, am I looking to improve my marriage or my relationship? Is it having a breakdown or a breakup? And they're looking to, navigate that process, or how to process the grief afterwards if they've lost a spouse. So divorce coaching, grief coaching, but really transition coaching and helping people find that really healthy relationship with themselves so that they can have a healthy relationship with others and attract dating, and I call it dating rejuvenation. So like helping people kind of clear the baggage and really get clear on what they're looking for and be in integrity with that themselves so they can really have the life that I believe that's created to have, with like that white, hot, pure love.
Mm. Love, love, love that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, you and I met through Elementum Coaching Institute, and a bunch of different coaches. We're all putting together this True Self Summit. However, you've been sort of helping us lead this process. Why did you want to do this and put together this True Self Summit?
Oh, I could talk for hours about this, Katie. I'm so passionate about it. Yeah. So first of all, I meet this amazing group of coaches that's a powerhouse that are really in the work for the right reason. Their hearts are right. They've been in the work. They're doing the work. They've had results. They know that it works, and they're really passionate for the right reasons to help people. It's not just, hey, let me go tell people what to do and make some money doing it, because that's not really what coaching is. The real heart of it is really wanting that transformation and healing for people. So we call it coaches, but really mentors and healers and guides and support staff, co-partners, for people through that particular part of stage of life. And so meeting this powerhouse of coaches, as I got to know everyone and really like fine-tuned the collaborative effort, I started thinking, my goodness, the world needs to meet this person, and the world needs to know more about this person. This person needs to know Katie, and needs to know Zach, and needs to know Georgie and Sam, and all these people. And what's interesting is the things that helped get us to where we each are individually are different tools that really like connected. It's like you have the money and somebody else really does that. Even though we use a lot of the different tools, it's like we have like these specialty areas. And when I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. We all have like our own little lane, and yet together it really helps people be their highest, best, truest, happiest, most fulfilled self. And I'm like, these people need to get together, and the world needs to experience this. So that's one thing. And then the other is really wanting people, there's so much information. I feel like it's information bombarded overload of TikToks, and everyone kind of like becoming an expert because they read something that resonated, and that works. And so these coaches like know how to like use it and really help people. And so I wanted to really find that collaborative, which these coaches are amazing. We've all come together and being in this place of, what if we create an event that helps guide people and isn't just talking to them and isn't just throwing information? It's actually taking the words off the page in the books and the things that are resonating to like integrate and make it like 12 mini workshops is kind of how I describe it. But
Yeah.
So
Incredible.
did that answer your question?
Yes, that totally answers the question. Who do you think this is for? Who do you think that the True Self Summit is for?
I hate to say everybody, but I do know, like, we're in this work, Katie, and I know that I'm still going to get content. I use these same tools and methods in different ways, right? And each person brings something new. Like, I have my clients going to this because I know that them hearing something that maybe we've worked on, maybe the way somebody says it, it just lands. Like, it just hits them differently and has that like, oh, I get it. Or, oh, okay, I like that. And so to me, it's for anyone. And it's really for the people who have read the books, or they've done a little bit, they want to know more, and they're like, I don't know where to start. So, we thought about titling this Where to Begin. 101, back to basics. So, whether you're a seasoned in self-development and growth, or you're just starting out. I feel like there's a component for everyone. And the way,
Yeah.
yeah, and the way
I,
the arc's created too in the 3-day event, you know, there's a reason for it.
yeah,
There's a reason.
I totally agree. I mean, even though I know almost every single one of the coaches that are going to be part of the summit, it's like I am so excited to be in every single person's talk and like listen in and really learn and experience what it's going to be like too. And what are you going to be specifically talking about?
So mine is titled Healthy Boundaries in Relationship. And, really what that comes down to is having a healthy relationship with yourself. And that's going to be being your true self. True Self Summit. What's the truest, unmasked, honest version of yourself? What are your needs? What are your desires? Have the courage to say those, ask for them, make requests in a way that's really honoring yourself and the other person. It's building relationship, not breaking it down. So it's going to be some key communication components of speaking your truth and some methods to help with that.
That's so important. And so I'm just going to remind everybody who is watching right now, if you want to go to the True Self Summit, to go to the link in my bio and you can sign up for that True Self Summit. It's free. There's also a VIP option. What are people going to get in the VIP option?
The VIP is, well, anyone can join live, and there's also replays. So the replays, there's going to be a little bit of an extra bonus of time. So if people can't quite make it Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week, they can watch the replays. They'll be able to watch those for about a week. But VIP gives you 6 months. So maybe, you're traveling, life's really busy, but you really want this content. And you can join for a little bit, but not the whole thing. So you'll have 6 months for the replays. So that's one. And the other really great opportunity is that after the daily event with these 4 coaches that'll present each day, they get to come into a separate room with the coaches and the panel of coaches that day and ask questions and get coached live and help through their personal thing right there on the spot. And then this collective group of coaches is also going to be doing some workshops next year, so they get some access to that, and then free bonus opportunities to be able to win coaching from one of these amazing coaches and personally help and support them individually.
That's so cool. I think I'll probably throw my hat in the ring too to do the coaching as well.
Yeah.
So
People need to experience Katie. I am so excited for people to come, and there's so many. You really are that specialist with that financial, freedom and wellness, and in that aspect of that abundance, and it's so needed in this world, Katie. I love that you're part of this collaborative group of coaches that are, money's such a critical part of our lives. It intertwines into everything. It's such a level of intimacy.
Everything.
People think it's, sex and intimate relationships, and there's also like spirituality, but there's also money, and that's a big big energy goes there. So I'm so excited for people to come see you. I've been like, go see Katie. You gotta listen to Katie.
Same.
Day two.
Yeah, and I think that like relationships is just like money. It's like it goes through everything in our lives, right? And everything in our life like actually affects our relationships as well, right? Relationships with ourselves as well as relationships with others, whether it's a dating relationship, a romantic relationship, or a work relationship. Those things are really affected by how you really feel about yourself, right? And when it comes to this summit, what I find really interesting and exciting, and I've been saying this over and over again, is that like it's not going to be something where we're just talking at you. Instead, we're going to be really helping you to experience it, right? Like, tell me a little bit about that from your perspective.
Well, that's the difference, right? Like it really is bringing the words off the page and into your hearts and your lives. And, for these participants, for us as coaches, watching and witnessing these other coaches, it's the content becoming real and really integrating. I've done a couple run throughs with a couple of the coaches, and I've gotten to witness firsthand what these presentations are. And, one component is education and the other is interactive. So we're going to have the chat live. You're going to be there. That's one thing about being in community with other people that are in this growth. Sometimes we feel alone in this challenge that we're having, or we think it's just us, you know, dealing with like inner thoughts or whatever our challenges might be. And that's not the case. And you're definitely going to feel that in being in the community with other coaches. So I think they're really going to get that community experience and that, yeah, really community and connection from that standpoint. So I think that's a really, really important component that makes it different and interactive. So yeah, and getting to just see some of the ways that they're taking some I don't want to say concepts or tools or techniques of self-awareness, self-development, but really integrating them. So I'm just telling you, from like an inside scoop, there's some incredible stuff
That's
out
awesome.
there coming.
I'm so excited. I have not heard anyone's presentations, talks, experiences, workshops. And so I'm really, really excited about like sitting in on everybody's, stuff. So anything else you'd like to add about the True Self Summit?
Oh, goodness, what else can I add? What about you? I just want to check in with you. Like, I mean, we talked a little bit, but
Yeah.
What are you most excited to experience yourself or bring to the, I mean, I feel like we're really bringing this to the world. This is a global set of, 12 coaches from around the world, different communities, but we're really all connected in the same desires that we have for life. So what about you?
I'm just excited about learning from all of you. I mean, it's a very powerful group of coaches. And yes, we've all kind of gone through the same program together. However, we all do different things and we do it a little bit differently. And then also what we're talking about and what we specialize in is also very different. And so I think that, no matter who it is, like for me, it's like, I know I'm going to be able to glean so much more growth experiences for myself, and also to embody like really that true self, right? Like what we keep talking about, because the more that we get to that true self, the essence of who we are, the easier it is for us to do anything else in our lives, right? And so to me, that's what I'm so excited about. That it's like, how else can I become even more of my authentic true
Yeah.
self? And I know that through every single presentation that everybody's bringing to the table, that I am going to get even closer, right, to that.
Yeah.
I mean, so many times in like our self-growth process, it's like, we think we're done and then something pops up, right?
Next level.
Right, exactly.
Banging the head on that ceiling.
Yes, that's exactly it, right? Like, so how can we get to that next level, right? How can we get to the next level when it comes to our finances, when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to, even our bodies and ourselves, right? In embodiments. And, one of the things that I think I learned and experienced the most, like even during our training together in Elementum, was to get out of my head and into my body more so, right? And because I'm somebody who's very good at being in my head and staying there all day every day. However, I know that things don't get really released unless you're in your body, and then things don't also stay and stick and become who you are unless it's embodied, right? I mean, otherwise there wouldn't be that word of embodiment, right? Like we must embody what we truly desire and who we really are and what we want to be in this world, in order to be our true selves, so that's what I'm really excited about. And I'm excited to also experience more breath work. I always like doing breath work, and Michelle's going to be taking us through that. And that's to me, that's so, it's such a treat and it's such a bonus, right? Because most of the time you're spending a lot of money going through breath work with a lot of different breath work practitioners, and here we are, you get to experience it, in this summit. with
Right.
us.
Even if you just come and you lay there and you're in the energy of that and the music and the word, like there's shifts, and sometimes you don't see them in that moment. Sometimes you feel them, and sometimes they come later, kind of like taking in this input. When you say that, when you were talking about that, Katie, too, what came to me was like being that, because it's like, what the heck is true self, right? Like, what is that? And I'm like, it's the no masks. It's the living with no regrets, no should-haves, could-haves, would-haves. It's really being in that, I did it. You know, because we all want to go to our head to some extent. There's a protective part of us. And so being able to really act like, ooh, I want to make that move. Okay, then make that move. You know, so really being able, like you said, to embody it where you feel safe in your body to take those bold moves and really show up, like you said, without the mask, and just, it's just freeing of so much energy. You know, people speak of wanting freedom. This is freedom.
Yes.
This is one way.
Yes.
You know, there's other, you know,
Right.
spiritually knowing that you don't have to do it on your own, you know, and there's so many different you know, mind, body, spirit. We're really working with the mind and body here, you know, with some somatic practices where you get to go into the body, like, you know, you were saying, Katie, like actually feeling that and being able to trust that gut instinct.
Yes.
And quiet head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think so many times also, like we think we can think our way out of something, right?
Oh yes, we're masters.
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so many times, right? When I'll work with a client and, you know, and they're trying to think their way out of it. However, when they're starting to think their way out of it, what really happens is they kind of just loop into a cycle, right? They go back into whatever it is that they were first annoyed about, frustrated about, upset about, right? And then if they just try to stay in their mind, all they do is just loop back into that. And that's not freedom, because when we are stuck in our thoughts and trying to get out of it only by thinking, you know, we're only perpetuating that, you know, that problem.
And to think that we're so, you know, omniscient that we know all and that we, you know, have that ability to know all that. That's why, you know, it's like, what do I not know? What do I not know? And what do I even not know that I don't know?
Right.
That's a whole using like my
exactly. Rock your reel is saying, why you got to call me out like that? So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's good. It's really good. You know, that's what everybody really wants, is to feel heard and understood and seen. And that starts with us seeing, understanding, and being compassionate and kind, you know, with ourselves, really hearing our truth. And we tell ourselves a lot of lies. And so it's a matter of breaking down those lies, getting into our truth, and accepting all those parts of ourselves and having the tools when things come up. To me, that's the biggest thing. You know, we're providing a toolkit of 12 different tools, 13 if you include the breath work. You know, you're bringing in these different tool sets of how to have the success and the relationship and the love and the money and the abundance and the peace and the calm and the passion and, you know, all those things that people want. So I am just honored to be in this group of coaches and to be collaborating and really bringing this to the world.
Yeah.
So please, you know, share.
I know. Me too. I'm so excited. So sign up. The link is in our bios, and you get to experience this with us. Again, it's free. Unless you want to sign up for the VIP option, but the VIP option is very, very minimal too. So go ahead and go to the link in our bios and sign up for the True Self Summit. And we hope to see you there. We're going to start next week on Thursday. So it starts Thursday, Friday, Saturday of next week. And it's going to be 3 incredible days where you don't get to just hear from us. Like, we're not talking at you. We are all going to experience this together. And we're also creating a community together. So.
So well said, Katie. Thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good rest of your Friday and weekend.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye.
Katie. Bye.